has the EMBA program knowledge been applied to your current job? In particular, has it helped during the global pandemic?
The EMBA program provided you an operating platform and how you approach situations, very analytical, which I thought I was pretty good at, ready to start. But what I really got out of it was different perspectives, a much more forward-looking lens, being a bit more ambitious and risk-taking. The short answer, Carol, is I wouldn't be here today running a business if I hadn't gone through the EMBA-Global Asia program, right? It accentuated my strengths, made them even stronger, I would argue, but it also helped me realize there's certain areas that if I wanted to take the next 5 steps in my career and to reach my potential, I really need to work on. A couple of those would be more on the softer side, negotiation, organizational dynamic. There was a class I think was called Path to Power. So I actually reread some of those books and materials in the last year, given my new role. Those are real examples, right? So I think the EMBA program was absolutely critical and transformational on an operating platform level, but then also helping call out the specific areas you really need to change and grow within yourself if you want to reach your potential. And look, I think the global pandemic, right, if anything, it's put that on fast track and on super drive. No one would have predicted the last year, right? I said change is constant in some of our previous conversations. That's an understatement, right? Us having this conversation without masks and in person feels abnormal, right? We haven't done this in probably a year. I haven't traveled in a year, right? Which is the first time in probably 10 years. 365 days I've been in a plane, right? Those are small micro examples, but the mentality there that the program, helps you prepare for is change is constant, embrace change, understand what your strengths are, but also be in that continuous mode of learning and understanding as situations change, you need to be agile and also reflective, right? What are things you're really strong at? What are things you need to work on as the environment changes? And I think the EMBA program is a really good platform, right, to provide you that lens and also the support.
Last question for you.
Sure.
Let's travel back to 2014. What was your favorite memory of the EMBA-Global Asia program?
I think it was during the summer. We all got on a boat, and it was organized, and it was a mixing with the CBS NBA. It was great. I mean, it was where you really took down your guard, let down your guard. You talked to people, you understood their passions and dreams, right? So similar to what we're having today, but in the natural flow of conversation. And the two things that really stuck with me, right, is a lot of people undertook the journey for similar reasons. One is they knew deep down inside they had more potential, and they wanted to explore what that really meant. And they were looking for a platform to understand, right, how they can push themselves or be pushed into it. And again, I won't share some of those more personal discussions, but it made me feel that I didn't need to kind of hide. I didn't need to feel ashamed, right, that, I haven't figured anything out, right? Because I think the misconception is if you're going into an EMBA program, you have to show this invincible face. You have to dominate every conversation. And yeah, I mean, look, I think that's still a very big part of it, but what was really rewarding in that moment on that boat all those summers ago is you understand people are really individuals too. They all have their own doubts. They're just people. No matter how impressive they were in the boardroom or the classroom, right? Letting that guard down, showing them an intimate side of themselves, that was powerful, right? And that actually was some of the seeds to real relationships, right? Not what you want everyone to show, trusting them, letting them inside you, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, half an hour on a boat. And then, we all took that risk, and some of it transformed into really deep personal relationships.
Thank you, Ning, for your sharing today. It is our pleasure.
Thanks, Carol. Always happy to help, and really feel proud to be part of the EMBA-Global Asia family.